And you're now live, it says. So, good morning. Who's here first? Good morning, Peter.
Morning.
Morning, John.
Good morning.
All right, we'll just wait for the countdown clock. We're going live on Facebook, YouTube, and Facebook today, and LinkedIn as well. Quite a few people actually see, no, when I say quite a few, it's a relative term. It means people actually see us on LinkedIn and watch it. So that's good. And we forgot to mention Princess Diana last week, although we don't actually do the news show that we used to, do we? Because it was 25 years since the accident. It was Kelly that pointed that out. Okay, so. All right. And John, let's just
Hello.
see. Right. Oh dear.
Cough, cough.
Right. Okay. So we're here, and I want to say welcome to the show. And this is Blabbing for Britain. And as John reminded me yesterday, it's episode 339, UK News Review. And we learnt yesterday that John is from Solihull.
Well, you said, where are you from?
Yeah, but I mean, I was trying to get a conversation going.
Well, yeah. I joined in the conversation.
You did.
What was you on yesterday?
I'm on Amazon Live every day at 4 o'clock, Peter.
All right.
Every weekday. And we've got a new feature. I don't think I can show it to you, but I can actually show on screen. The thing is, when you're live on Amazon Live, you've got a carousel down below you. Yeah. And if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, you can't see it. So now Be Live have brought the carousel into the studio, and I can actually show the products on screen as I'm talking about them. So people on Facebook and YouTube actually see the product as it's being talked about. And it's made a tremendous difference. The number of people actually watch and get engaged in the show. I mean, Chris was there yesterday, Jim Ziegler, a whole host of people actually joined in.
Has it increased sales?
No, but this is the point. Basically, if people are watching on Facebook and YouTube, they're not buying. And the odds are, well, two things. One, they don't buy. You can't buy on Facebook or YouTube. And the second thing is, they're not on Amazon.com. They're not Americans. Yeah. So, I mean, it adds to the atmosphere of the show. It makes it a lot easier for me to actually reply to comments. And even answered a question yesterday from Guy Cook. His Google Maps app had stopped talking to him. Just suddenly on his Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And I told him, just do this. I said, just uninstall the app and install it again. So I'm waiting to hear back. Yeah, turn it on and off again. That's the main thing.
My Google person's getting a bit lethargic, I'll call it.
Well, of course, a year ago, I got the iPad to actually run the show. In fact, I got this iPad. Okay. And it's worked well, except 2 days ago, the battery started. Normally, I charge it at night, and it's good for the whole of the day up to 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, it started battery drained by 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which is a bit dangerous for me because I go live at 4. And I thought, what the heck is causing the battery to drain so fast? I mean, it's only 13 months old. Do I need to get a new iPad? So I thought something, it said that the Amazon app was taking 35% of all computer time. I thought, right, okay, there's only one thing to do, and that is to switch it off and on again, because, and now it's back to normal, and now it's running perfectly, and it was, by the end of the day, yesterday, it was down to 60%, which is what I'd expect. But the thing is that what they do say with an Apple iPad is never switch it off. You don't need to switch it off. Just plug it in to charge it. Yeah. And I charge it every night for the following day. And probably this is only the second time I've ever switched it off. So to fix an iPad, switch it off every time. Sorry, John?
Doesn't it have a health thing that runs through and checks all your apps?
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
does.
my Android tablet, every time you get to a point where it's running out of storage or the battery's in heavy use, it runs a thing that tells you there and then gives you an option of cleaning it. So
Right. Yeah.
So you
I
can,
don't know what it is.
you're still,
I've got a cough and a sneeze today.
so you're still only running on an iPhone. You can only use your stuff on Apple, yeah?
Yeah, it's only
Modern
Apple
stuff.
kit. I mean, there've been rumours for the last 9 months that they'll put it on Android, but they don't need to really. I mean, it's just basically easier to develop for one operating system. Because if you
Okay.
develop for iPhone, then it's Apple. It's one operating system, whether you're on an iPhone or an iPad or a Mac. Yeah. Whereas Android, there are so many different flavors of operating system that once you develop it and it works on a Samsung, it might not work on on any other model. So it gets very complicated if you're developing for Android.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. We all have a new prime minister. First thoughts.
Oh my God. Someone needs to protect us.
I benefited the doubt for the first month or so at least.
Just
Give a chance.
think that we're going to be paying the new costs of gas and electricity over a very long time. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what she's doing. She's borrowing money and we've got to pay the interest to pay it back.
I mean, we've not that long ago paid off for World War II, haven't we?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've just went through another war, and as far as I'm concerned, it was again pandemic war we didn't expect, and we'll just have to do the same again to get the country back on its feet. That just like an overdraft, that's what you do to build it back up, and she can either spend. She can cut back so people can spend. I'm hoping that she'll come in and say, right, let's get it back together. You can forget your 25% green tax or whatever it's called. That's out the window just now. That can come back at another time. We're going to have to put HS2 on hold and develop the money and just look at what we really need to do. We need to maybe scrap HS2 and start building nuclear plants, small ones in individual areas. So we're not left with one big plant, but several plants. We will have to start fracking, whether you like it or not. We should never, ever, ever be put in this position again where we are not self-sufficient.
I'm being self-sufficient in energy. Yeah, I agree with that totally.
I think it's too late to scrap HS2 to Birmingham. It's almost done. Yeah. But taking it north could be scrapped.
See how well it does on when it does go to Birmingham, see what difference it makes, then evaluate it.
About 14 minutes.
There's two things that the Prime Minister should get fixed, right? And she will win the nation. One, get the cost of the power sorted out and helping us. And two, the illegal immigration problem. That is the two that I've seen in a survey just recently. That's the two it needs to be fixed. And the person that seemed to be fixing that will win the nation.
Yeah. Of course, Priti Patel has disappeared, so she's no longer working on it.
You mean
she knew to get out. This is what I've been thinking about this Rwanda situation. Okay. I think that the government should go to a country and lease land from them, like we did with Hong Kong, and pay for it in a lease contribution scheme, so it becomes British territory, and build places there, build them there, keep them there until such time they can become British citizens or whatever.
Do
What's
we
your
not have?
thought on that?
Okay. Do we not have a British island we could spare? An uninhabited
Well,
island?
the problem is, no matter where you put illegal immigrants,
Yeah.
there's always going to be a problem. If they're put into a piece of land where we know everybody's going to be safe until they are properly administered, that will keep everyone happy.
But it doesn't need to be so far away, does it? I mean, we must have a British
Well,
island which is uninhabited.
but
Send them all to Jersey or Guernsey, eh? How about that?
Or Isle of Man. No,
Sure.
I mean
Now,
uninhabited.
here's the Isle of Man in the Second
Well,
World War.
you've got to get it in an area that the traffickers, who quite a lot of Albanians know, by the way, the traffickers say, well, oh no, there's no point in doing this anymore. They're all going to go there and I'm not going to pay the money. They're hating it there. They're wanting back to their own countries. And I think you've got to give tough love. We'll give them food. We'll get up in the morning. We'll give them anything they need while they're there. Medication, doctors. We'll just look after them. But you're staying there until it's fixed. If you come legally, you won't be going there. Come in
Right.
those boats. You're over there until we sort it out.
After the show, I'm going to do a bit of research and see if we've got a British island that we could actually send people to, because you've got to be cheaper than Rwanda.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we are going to hear about electricity today, aren't we? Because everything's telegraphed and we're told the day before that the cap is going to be capped. Yeah.
Now,
So
I was listening to an interesting thing last night. It came out in a talk show. The electric firm or the utility firm had said, we estimated your bill 2 years ago, a year ago, whatever it was, and you haven't paid enough. So we know what they've done. They're charging the people the new tariff. But there's this guy, he's an agency, and he's getting thousands of pounds back and says, fair enough. But now you're taking the cost of it at the new price when it should be at the old price, because they used it at the old price. And thousands back. They've been conning them.
Yeah.
What about that then?
You mentioned Albanians, Peter.
Yes.
Yeah. If you walk, we have 107 plots on our allotments and 87 people. If you were to walk round the allotments, based not on prettiness, but on most productive, the top 3 are all Albanians. And the difference between them and anybody else is the entire family is involved in their allotment. Everybody, the kids, cousins, the lot. And they have amazing things because they work hard.
Yes, I've seen people, I don't know, in Aberdeen, I've seen them working like that. Do you know how they work? The big posh transit car pulls up, 6-seater, drops their women off with begging bowls to sit in a corner all day, and then the men sit further up and watch it. Boy, do they work together, because if anybody gives the woman hassle, the men are there in minutes.
Yeah, well,
I've seen the families working.
The 3 Albanian families we have are certainly not doing that. Okay.
Well, I know what you're saying, but I'm just.
All of the 3 men have got their own business doing home improvements.
Listen,
extension.
seen a guy. I stopped.
The council doing home improvements and extensions.
I stopped a guy in his bike, an older guy. Maybe told you this before. He talked about bikes and that, and he had a stupid hat on. It was like a stupid bike hat, and he's cycling about. And he's an older man. I said, he says, "Oh, I'm working for one of these firms that deliver food." I says, "Good for you." He's a Syrian. I said, "What did you do back in Syria?" He says, "I was a journalist." He says, "I had to get out. I was in I was in fear of my life." And he's got a young family. And I don't mind people he come in legally. And he's now working as a bike courier, and he's a journalist, you know. And I thought, good for you, my friend. And I'll give him a wave now and then,
Yep.
you know, in the city. We know each other now. So what I'm saying, it's that we've got whoever, I hope you're listening, my leadership, because I might be joining the Conservative Party again, because I'm not a member just now. Do you know why I'm going to join?
What's persuaded you to think about joining again, Peter?
Because the leader and the deputy leader, do you know what their favourite hobby is? Do you know what it is?
No?
Love karaoke.
Okay. Right, we say good morning to our good friend in Wiltshire. Morning, Roland. And Facebook is working fine. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. Wish mine was. Yeah, so basically that's their hobby, her and her picture of health. Health secretary. Have you seen her? She can vote for anybody every 2 years.
This is the picture of her smoking a cigar, drinking wine, which has been spilt down her front. Yeah.
And Peter wants to join so he can vote for a new leader every 2 years. There you go. You want to ascend the leadership.
Well, I've got to say, Roland, I was so disgusted that I never joined again. You know, but I'm just going to watch how. I think she's going to be a tough cookie. I really do. She's based on old Maggie, and I think she's going to put. We'll just have to give her time, but remember, there are people within who want her downfall already.
Well, I mean, let's just talk to that point for a moment. She won 57% of the vote. Rishi Sunak got 42, which means that 4 out of 10 of her own party don't want her there. Yeah. And then she forms a cabinet, and she's got a couple of people who didn't support her in there, but the majority of those who supported part of the 57%. It's a recipe for problems, isn't it? She's actually cut off from half the party.
I do believe that those that have been put in are not Remainers either.
Well, Brexited.
I was amazed to see Jacob Rees-Mogg made it into a cabinet. What?
It's Teflon coated, isn't he? Jacob Rees-Mogg is Teflon coated. He's everybody's cabinet for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah, but the question is, will he be stealing the silverware this time? Getting into the cabinet? No, okay. It was supposed to be a joke.
Okay. I didn't know that. I do hope they can sort out the Northern Ireland protocol. That needs to be fixed as well. So that's the third thing they need done.
It's a real shame that the man who was actually making progress in Northern Ireland got the tin tack. So that's a real disappointment.
Do you think they'll ever threaten to do Article 16?
Remind us, Peter, there's been so much happening.
Well, basically, if they can't come to an agreement, then they say we're going to have to put in Article 16, which means that basically that's it. They're finished with the EU as far as borders are concerned. And Ireland will be forced, by the looks of it, to put up a hard border. And who will force it is the European Union.
Yeah, but
because they've said there will be British have said they wouldn't do it. They would come to another arrangement, but Europe will say put up a hard border, and then the fireworks will begin.
Well, putting up a hard border would, first of all, we know the border isn't a straight line. It goes along country roads and would be an engineering challenge and would take tens of years to build. And even then, to actually cut off the north from the south wouldn't really do anything, because at some point, the north of Ireland is going to be it's going to be the island of Ireland. There isn't going to be a north and south. That's my thought.
I think there'll be a war if that happens. Not here, but in Ireland.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you now got a situation where there are more, I think, possibly more Catholics in Northern Ireland than are Protestants. Is that true?
It's starting to get that way, I believe.
I guess the IRA or Sinn Féin, I think it's called these days, they've taken quite a hold in Northern Ireland politically, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yes, but I'll tell you what, they're not so popular south of the border. Are you aware of that?
No. To be honest, I've been to Ireland a few times, to Dublin and to Belfast, while the Troubles were still on.
Yeah.
But being a visitor, you didn't really feel that Troubles existed unless you were taken down to certain streets. Yeah.
Mm.
Once you got away from those small areas, it was a lovely place. And they're lovely people. Oh,
okay.
What about Chelsea then? Come on, let's change the topic completely. Pete's got no interest in this conversation. As we went live on air, it was announced that Mr. Potter had verbally agreed to be the next manager of Chelsea.
That's the man from not Monto, from
Brighton.
Brighton, yes, the man from Brighton. Yeah.
Whether it's true or not remains to be seen, but
well, it was the favourite, wasn't it? I mean, the thing is that success these days is all or nothing. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just one game when you got beaten. You're supposed to start off the season and win every single game if you want to be in the top four.
Well, now they're saying he lost the dressing room as well. So
yeah, but I mean, let's just look at it. The wheels have come off a little bit at Liverpool. Yeah.
In the same article, it says, "Will Jurgen Klopp be the next?"
No. I mean, the thing, if we talk about Burnley and Sean Dyche, they stood behind Sean Dyche all the time, and the same is true of Liverpool. They'll not change manager and roll and saying, "Oh dear, Mr. Potter."
Well, it's not official yet, is it? But it's saying
you heard the rumours here first. Okay. Oh dear. Anyway, Burnley doing well.
How much would they pay him compared to what Brighton can afford to pay him? So
well, I think money must be.
2 seasons, he'll put millions in the bank, won't he?
Yeah. Okay. Right. So done soccer.
We didn't mention that Burnley have sort of crept up the table.
Yeah, they have. They're at the top of not near the top of the table, and hopefully they'll stay there. I mean, he's bought God knows how many. I've lost count of the number of new players at Burnley this year. He's just bought a new squad.
Yeah, but that's like Nottingham Forest, except Nottingham Forest have bought yet another one. Yes, well, not bought because he's free. Got another one yesterday. Serge, whatever his name is, I can never pronounce it.
Anyway, what is our gadget of the week? Peter, do you have a new gadget?
What have I bought recently? No, I'm just thinking. Oh, it's actually gadgets for my feet. I've got a terrible problem with the sole of my foot, my back belt.
The heel.
Yeah, the heel I'm looking for. and that's been a good guy on it. And I've got another one coming today. It's like so it's been blown up, and there's a hole in it because it's not actually the spar, it's getting hard skin. It's absolutely so it's like there's a pus underneath it or something. So I'm getting this gadget, lifts my heel up and lets the sore bit go down a hole so I'm not pressing on it. Spent a fortune on it. Fortune. Yeah, give me a thought, Blair. So that's one thing that I bought recently. Bike gadgets? No. I've run out of gadgets, folks. Do you know, I tried to buy a single Torano XT. Remember I told you on my helmet, right? Because my friend and I are going to get one for her, but I can't get a single one. They're sold out. So I'm maybe going to buy two for my friends so we can get up to three so we can actually talk to each other as we're cycling along, because that's one of our problems. We go past each other side by side. What was that? What? Whereas if we've done it with the air ones, the aftershocks,
Yeah.
and it worked, but you're permanently on telephone. So I'm going to invest in it for my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Right.
let me tell you what happened the past few weeks. My friend went down a hole, right? It buckled the wheel. And it was an electric bike. It actually buckled the wheel. We got the wheel straightened, but one of the spokes had broken. We phoned the company, who said, "We don't have any. Could you get the size?" They couldn't help. I phoned Czechoslovakia, a company that sold the same electric bike. They couldn't help. And then I tried several areas. Nobody could help. So the other day, I emptied my van and I went round to my friend's house and I says, "Give me the bike." And I put it in my van and I travelled to Stonehaven and got caught in the floods actually down there. They were really bad. But what did I do? I went in to a local, truly local, independent people who depend on local money, not your Halfords, not this, not that. What is it called?
A
Bike
bike.
Revive, right? And we went there. I went there. It was fixed in 4 hours, half a morning. So, if you're
They
wanting
were a
someone
bike
done,
shop you went to.
yes.
Because I thought you were going to say local engineering firm who fixed it for you, but
No, I went to a local firm. I phoned them first. This is bring it down. And you know something? They had it done like that, and it wasn't expensive either.
Right.
But so, what did we learn from that? Try to buy local. Ask about after service. Ask if they can get the parts, and that's Pete's tip for today. Because a lot of people would not touch the electrical bike because they were scared they'd done any damage when taking the wheel off. But this firm said, "We will do it." So be careful where you buy your bike from. Try to look local or someone that really knows what they're doing. Here endeth the lesson.
I told you that a couple of weeks back when I went to the lawnmower shop, didn't I? To discover it was now an electric bike shop. Same people, but selling electric bikes instead of lawnmowers.
There you go. That's what caused that change then.
They've got a barn where they do all the repairs, and he's moved the lawnmower shop to the front of the barn, and then selling bikes. Son
I'll
bought a bike.
guarantee.
So his son bought a bike, and then they just saw an opportunity because there isn't anybody selling electric bikes around here except for
That's
houses.
good. That is good because they will do very well. Because I met the guy in Glasgow and I said, "Why electric bikes?" And he says, "Because of the future." Good thinking. Good thinking. Yeah.
Uh-huh. John, what's your new gadget?
A washing machine delivered
Ah.
yesterday and installed yesterday. And we said, "Oh, are you going to show us how to use it?" And the guy turned to me and said, "We've never seen one of these before." He said, "We normally deliver Samsungs," and it's an LG. It connects to the phone. It's
Right.
on the Wi-Fi network as a device. You can hop in with your phone and control it. And we haven't done anything with it yet because Celia went out to Alice's last night. So we've yet to work out how to use it. But there are hosts of this. But it does all sorts of things. So you put your clothes in and it weighs them. And then it analyzes what kind of material they're made of. And then it suggests the best program, which is quite interesting. And it also has a built-in steamer. So you can put up to 2 kilograms of clothing in, although it's really designed for baby clothes, youngsters. But you could still do it with an adult clothes. And it completely gets rid of any nasties by steaming it.
Very good.
The drum is huge. It's nearly the full width of the washing machine because it's a 12 kilogram drum. So I got conned here because Celia said, I'm not having it unless it's got a 12 kilogram drum like the one we've already got, which is when you discover that you've only got an 8 kilogram drum after you've ordered it. And it makes a hell of a difference to the price, about 200 quid difference between an 8 kilogram and a 12 kilogram. But we've got it now.
So is it an 8 you've got?
No, we had an 8. We've got 12 now. Yeah.
Okay.
But the missus conned me, you see, because she said, I'm not having it unless it's got a 12 kilogram drum like we've already got. So I went off and bought a 12 kilogram one instead of an 8 kilogram one. And turns out we only had an 8 kilogram one in the first place. So she's got a 50% larger load.
Let me tell you quickly about a piece of software that I've come across for my singing. I used to have it before. It's called Carafun. You used to load your MP3 plus Gs that makes graphics. You used to load them into the piece of software many years ago, and I ditched it because it was glitchy and everything. But Carafun have come back in a big way. So what you do is you go online, you pay £7 a month for it, 49,000 songs, your songs added all the time. You can go in, change the key of your voice, it helps you sing. But not only that, you can save 1,000 songs in it in your key. Now, I was singing at a weekend and I went to this big Lord of the Manor, Lord Bruce's estate home, and I sung from the doors of it. And I says, my lord, do you have any Wi-Fi out here? He says, no, I'm afraid not. He says, it doesn't extend this far. And I went, oh, but guess what? Every song that I do had been saved inside the computer. I didn't actually need the Wi-Fi, but I put on the Wi-Fi anyway because I used my hotspot.
Yeah.
And it worked. So there you go. So I've got 2 systems, and it's a very, very good. It's a fantastic system, all copyrighted. You don't pay your £7 a month is for every song that's in there. A fantastic piece of kit. So shout out for Carafun. You can maybe pass it on to David Burrows. He will like that.
Indeed. Do either of you have a smart meter?
Yeah. Both yeah. We're on a second generation one now. Yeah.
Yeah. We had one put in a couple of weeks back. Guy came, fitted it, took an out, monitors electricity and gas. And basically when you switch the shower on, it goes bright red. When you switch the washing machine on, it goes orange. And you can actually monitor each gadget in the house. And it was working beautifully for the first 8 days, and then it just stopped working.
Ours has stopped working as well. And you try getting them to send you another one.
Well, basically, they're coming out to put a new one in about a week. So it takes a while, but it is informative, but you don't want to get too tied up in the fact, because you're going to spend the money anyway.
Well,
I mean, it's not as if you're going to stop having a shower or using the washing machine. Yeah, it just makes you notice when peaks do occur. Yeah, which gadgets are the worst.
that's another good reason for us changing the washing machine was it's 16 years old and
Yeah.
it didn't always get to the end of the program, but it would be D-rated on today's scale as opposed to the replacement, which is A
Yeah.
rated, you know. So
Do
it will
do
save
any
us
of you have
on
any?
the wash.
Sorry.
And because Celia reckons, and I've yet to work out whether this works, but because she can put 50% more washing in this one, and it takes less time than the other one, we'll save electricity that way as well.
Yeah.
So,
Have you invested in an air fryer?
no, but people keep telling me that A, they save money, and B, they're brilliant.
Yes,
That's what I've heard.
because even the owner of Iceland, well, the managing director of Iceland, to help his people that buy from him, it's not the luxurious of shops, he's
Yeah.
given them credit to buy food. And they've also now got in all their food, I think it's all their food, instructions how to use an air fryer for the food that they've got. And I think that's good. I thought that was really good because he was on my favourite news programme, GB News, which was went over a year. And they've really climbed in the ratings where the BBC do have dropped by 2/3 in one programme. Emily Matis. 2/3 they dropped, seemingly, one of them. Yeah. Anyway, so he's given this advice to help people, and I thought it was good. I think they're selling the air fryers too, but they're actually. I would suggest you get one. I've done 2 batches of food this morning. All the
Yeah.
chicken legs are defrosted and all the sausages, and that's cooked for the week.
Yeah, I've heard. Which one have you got, Peter?
I've actually got one of the top of the range ones called the Ninja.
Uh-huh.
The Ninja Grill, because it bakes, it grills, it roasts, basically does about 5 functions, and it's even got a reheat function as well. And they've got a probe that you put into the food, and it'll take into the exact temperature, so you know it's cooked even from frozen.
Okay. Is it on Amazon?
It will be. It will
All right.
be. Have a look. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it will be, because
add to your carousel.
Well,
Stephen, speaking about that, I've got my new Facebook up, as you know. I really need to look at that now, and I'm being sincerely true about that. I think it's time I was on it, really.
Okay. Yeah.
Is everybody making money from it?
Everybody that I know, which would be Ephraim, Nick Wood, Grant Saunders, yes, they're making money from it. Yeah, you can make money from it, definitely. And you should use BeLive to do it, of course, because
I've got BeLive sitting here.
BeLive is committed to Amazon.
Okay,
we can share
but
comments.
you would need.
Sorry.
You would need an iPhone, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you need an iPhone. It doesn't have to be a new iPhone. It's cheaper to actually get an iPad. Yeah, iPad with just Wi-Fi rather than having a 4G or 5G. Just get an iPad, about £300, and that's you're in, which is less than or a refurbished one for that matter.
I think I would like to do this now, even if you make £400 or £500 a month, £200 a month, depending on the hours you put in, of course.
It's worth it for the crack, Peter. It's just great fun. It really is.
Yeah, and try to do something different from the likes of yourself and the other ones. Try and have a niche that you talk about.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's no reason why. I mean, if you're going to do it as something different to your day job, then yeah, okay. But if you want to make an extension of your day job, then that would work as well. Because there must be hundreds of pest control products actually on Amazon. So you could mix advice with the devices you recommend.
The only problem we've got is that, believe it or not, the American pest control market is entirely different from the market here.
You're talking to consumers, not to the trade.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Right, I'll look into that. No, I made that decision the other day because
Is it ever going to come to Europe? Amazon
Sorry?
Prime selling? Is it ever going to come to Europe? So it's
Well,
unknown.
it's in its infancy in the States. I feel they're building it up there. Hopefully they'll keep going with it because it doesn't cost them anything and they
Yeah.
make money out of it. Yeah, I can see it being rolled out, but I don't think there's any rush for it. We can go on there and make money from the Americans. So yeah, it's not crucial. It's not crucial.
You know what worries me about it, Stephen? They can say, this isn't our portfolio anymore. I don't think it's working. Cut. I think that's one big, when people, I mean, is there someone making a fortune from it in America?
Yeah.
That you know of?
Yes.
Sorry?
I was going to make
Yeah,
a
well,
fortune. Yeah.
right, but what a person? Is there somebody making a lot of money from it?
David Utechpia, which is his trademark, makes $10,000 a month.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, and he's not the one making the most.
Well,
yeah,
and he does tech.
No. He is okay. He's a clothes horse. If you send him the stuff, he will show it. Yeah. So he gets brands to actually send him the goods, and he goes live. And well, you've got to see him to believe him. And it's like watching a mixture of, I don't know how to describe him. You've got to see him really. He's totally animated, totally up for it. He goes for about 2-3 hours at a time, and he's effectively doing a workout because he moves about so much. And
yes, that's what I like about it. Because when I look at QVC, I often said, I can do that. I can do that. This may be my fortune.
It may be your forte too. Yeah. Yeah, and it's basically a place. It is a space to be yourself and you can be any alter ego you want. Yeah, but you are essentially yourself. It's just good fun, and it is profitable, and it leads to other things as well. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I think we're up to date on the comments. So, and basically, it's a shop window. Yeah, because people see you on there.
Remember when we spoke about this? Remember years ago we spoke about this. We said one day you'll have your own shop that you're selling from.
Yeah.
On screen, just like QVC, and QVC does very well, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've never bought from it, but there you go.
Yeah. No, it's a fascinating world to be part of, Peter, and it's just getting better and better. And Belive are actually leading the way. Do you either of you remember Lightstream?
Yes.
We went on Lightstream, didn't we? Yeah, a while ago, 2018, 19, I think. And then they got a contract with Microsoft working with the Xbox, and they gave up on this system entirely. Well, I can tell you now they're back. Lightstream are back with a new offering. If you want to try it out, you've got to upgrade to a paid version. Yeah, you're not allowed to try it for free. It's $25 a month, but you do get 7-day free trial. So I took the 7-day free trial, and I've got to say, after 4 days, I closed the whole account. The bird has flown. There are so many good systems out there. They're actually starting a system from scratch. It's now impossible. It's now impossible at the moment. Everybody's so far ahead, and you're sort of trumpeting, oh, now we can share screen, and that's been sort of it's very difficult to actually get started in this world. There is another new system, which is called something easy, Streezy. Stream Easy, Streezy. And basically it's a brilliant concept. What you have is the screen is a news studio. Yeah. And you sat behind your desk, you've got logos in front of you and a scrolling thingy, and then to either side of you, you've got a television screen, and you can zoom in on a television screen and play a video. You can zoom on the other television screen and just show an image. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant, and technically it works well. and they're trying to get going. They're looking for people to actually try the system out. So STR Easy is the name of the system, and graphically gorgeous. It's a different approach. Yeah. So it's just people are still trying to get into this space of a live video. Right. Okay. Anyway,
Has our news correspondent got any news for us, John? Any news or Liz Truss? Any new appointments or anything?
No. Truss to unveil plans to limit rises on soaring energy bills.
we hope so. She's going to cap it at 2,500. Is the rumor? Because it was
2,595, isn't it? Which is what they were originally saying. That.
Well, originally,
So
sorry.
Who's paying for the rest?
You are.
We are.
Is the government going to pay them?
10 billion. Yeah.
109 billion.
10
Right.
10 billion in the short term.
Right.
Yeah. And then over the length of time, it's 100 billion plus. Yeah.
Right. So the government's going to pay the rest.
No.
We are.
You're going to be charged it back on your income tax over the next 10 years.
But she's not putting the tax up.
No, but some of the money that you're paying tax is actually going to go to repaying the 109 billion. So rather than the money going on hospitals and roads, it's going to go on paying off.
She's going to give money. She's going to give hospitals as well.
No. When you pay your taxes, when we pay our taxes, some of the money goes to national health. Some of it goes to all different places.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is instead of money being able to go to hospitals, etc., it's going to go to pay off this debt, this 10 billion rising.
Wait a minute. What's the national insurance for?
Nothing. National insurance goes into a pot. It's not separated. It's not ring fenced. It all goes into one big pot.
It all goes out one pot. Okay. Listen, you know, and I know, we're going to have to pay for it some way. And it's a brave person that puts up personal taxes just now, right? No matter who you are, you either get into debt or we struggle. We get more taxes. That's the problem. And the governments are just trying to say, let's just work it out for it. Nobody's got an answer. There's an answer for this, by the way. Is Labour saying anything, the biggest party. If they said anything, what they would do?
Yep, they would tax the oil companies.
Yeah, they
would tax
the companies.
The oil companies.
Energy companies.
Energy companies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
And
the argument goes like this: because of the war in Ukraine and other things, the price of gas and electricity throughout the world has gone up. Yeah. And John, help.
Well, the thing is, we only take about 25% of our gas from the continent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, whereas the vast majority of gas on the continent does come from Russia, but it's about storage capability at the moment. So, for this coming winter, Germany has said that they now have 85% of what they will need stored. Yeah. And as a result of that, the price of gas actually fell 17%. It's gone back up again since.
Right.
As a result of that announcement, it fell 17%, but it started to rise again. The biggest problem with electricity is that we use gas to create electricity. But the more offshore we can do, wind and etc., and wave generation, less reliance on gas.
Yeah.
Taddy, what might the new Prime Minister say? Because it's going to have a real material impact.
TV, come on now. Right, sorry about that. Somebody must have mentioned that. It must have been a triggered word.
The current thing is it should have gone up to 3,590. Yeah, but they're currently saying in today's tittle tattle that that we will be capped at 2,500 and the government will pay the difference.
Okay. I saw yesterday for the first time. To be honest, I don't take notice of these things, but I am now. Just round the corner from me, it's called it's 2 miles from me. It's called the 4 Mile Garage because it's right on the 4 mile spot from the centre of Aberdeen, hence its name.
On the
And just straight on from the Langstracht, or the Long Straight for posh people. Right, it's called the Langstracht, and just up there, I was coming back from Costco and I went in, and I couldn't get in. There was so many cars. It's the cheapest place in Aberdeen for fuel. And I noticed the difference just in a couple of days because I filled up to go to Dunfermline the other day. And it's the cheapest place. And he's a little shop. And by God, he's doing well from it. So they're coming to get a fuel. And when they come in, they buy biscuits and they buy coffee and they buy this and they buy that. And I say, good for him. And I've told the guys now, when you're filling up, go to the 4 mile, you know?
Yeah.
He now gets my van servicing and things. Now, can someone tell me if this is true?
What do you pay for diesel up there? I mean,
I think it was 181.
If you shop around here, and I don't mean an independent garage, you can get 177 at an Esso garage, 177.9.
Yeah, I don't.
Esso garage, it's 181.9. But if I drive 3/4 of a mile further along the road, it's 177.9, and yet they're both Esso stations.
Wow, it's amazing.
One's operated by Tesco. That's the difference.
Okay, is Tesco the dearest?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Tesco have really put their prices up. Is this true? What I'm going to ask? I noticed someone said that it costs as much if you've got an electric car to fill it up because of the cost in order to get the electricity. Is this true?
I haven't got an electric car, so I don't know the answer, but I don't believe it's true. But it's about range, isn't it? If I fill my diesel car up 420 miles, yeah? If my mate fills up his electric Jaguar, it's still only 240 miles for him. So it's how do you do a full like by like compare?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, he'd almost have to fill his car. I mean, if I take it really easy, I can probably get 460 out of a full tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly if I'm going on the motorway. But 240 is a good distance out of a fill up, and it's more like 190 to 200 if it's driven round town. So he would have to do his car twice. Yeah. Charge his car fully twice to do the same as a tank full of petrol.
But what would the difference be?
Sorry? Well, I was just about to say, I filled up a full tank, I put 56 gallons in, which in a 56 litres in a 60 litre tank, and that was £99 and 38p at 177.9. So I don't know what it cost him, unfortunately, but it was a significant investment to have the thing fitted outside the house.
That's one of the problems because
so you're going to have to amortise that over multiple fill-ups, and so you're talking hundreds of pounds to have it put on the front of the house.
Yeah.
So it isn't just the cost of charging; it's the cost of the equipment at your home to charge. If you charge up at a garage, then you pay by card.
Yeah, that's the problem I've got. Where I stay, my van's out on the road. I would have to take a wire and put it across a pavement and everything. And if people tripped up, it's a trip hazard. It's dangerous. A live wire coming out onto the public area to get.
Council probably wouldn't let you do it.
Yes, correct. The Energy Saving Trust, if you look at that, they are giving money out throughout Britain to get electric bikes, to get electric
Yeah, well,
chargers
my
put in.
mate's electric vehicles just leased. Yeah,
Yeah,
bit like what you
but
do. I don't know whether you buy your vans or lease them these days.
no, what I've done now is I bought all my vans. I'm thinking of buying another one actually because they belong to me, no leasing, and yeah, so all my vans have now can go in the city centre because it's a EV thing, you know. But it's just all it's just
So
all changing.
your vans are all Euro 6 compatible then?
Correct. Yeah, they're all
See,
Euro 6.
mine, because it's nearly 10 years old, it's only Euro 5.
Right.
But if we wanted
And
to go to the city centre, not that we ever go in the city centre by car, Celia's is Euro 6 compatible, so we could just use
yeah,
that. But it's
Yeah.
easy to walk 400 and 500 yards to the railway station and catch the train into the city centre.
well, I just been invited to Edinburgh Castle by Lieutenant General Bruce because of my thing I'd done for the RAF, and I've been invited to some posh do there, and I'll be going by bus for £1. That's how I'm getting there.
They're going to have a fixed price for a day for a week. I don't know why a week. Round here, of £2. You can travel unlimited for £2 for
Yeah,
a day.
that's
And
good.
they're trialing it for a week.
Do you think it's going to work?
I think they've got no choice other than to do something if they want to get people on the buses. I couldn't tell
Yeah,
you when
absolutely.
I've been on a bus, Pete. I mean, we're talking more than 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the problem you've got with. I'm just thinking of one of the estates where all the workers are. They would say, "Here's a bus. It's actually free. It drops you off here." What? I'm not walking 100 yards to get to the office. That's the problem. That is the problem. People want dropped A to B, door to door, and they don't
Yeah.
want to walk to go to. Am I right?
I
Yeah,
want a taxi.
I mean, you can catch the bus out on the main route, the A41, which comes out
Yeah.
from the city centre. You can be dropped on the road adjacent to Alton Station. Then you can walk 10 yards, and then you can get on the local bus to
Yeah.
around here, whether you want to go
I've-
to the left or the right of the.
I used to love driving, guys, but just recently, where possible, long distance, I'll take a bus. Um, Locally, I've got a bus stop right outside my door, and you put into Google Maps where you're going. I'll tell you when the bus is coming at the
Yeah.
bus stop and go into town. I do like that. And we're going away to get local bikes as well from the Big Issue. I think they're buying them to people to use them and they get the profits. So that's coming in as well. I've seen them in Dundee and Glasgow. So I'll be looking at that as well. So
There's
I just,
a rack of 9 bikes, literally 3 minutes walk up the road. I've only ever
yeah,
seen 2 of them removed. Other than that, they just sit there.
that's a shame for a
Mm.
place like
The
Birmingham, you know.
operator is the West Midlands. Can't think what it's called, but it's basically the thing that fits over the top of the council, and we have a West Midlands mayor.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah,
Used to
how
be
things are.
the managing director of John Lewis.
Of John Lewis.
Yeah, West Midlands mayor.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we should all get on our bikes. John, it's over to you.
Good God.
Wow.
Hang on, have we got a 2-minute warning here or something?
Yeah, 2-minute warning.
Anyway, it's goodbye from my friend in Wiltshire. Very wet Wiltshire. Well, it's very wet here today, so I'm assuming it's very wet in Wiltshire. And our friend up in Scotland, north of the border, in the land of the people with short arms and long, deep pockets. So we'll be seeing you next time for show 340. Yes, 340. So it's
Wow.
goodbye from me in the West Midlands, and it's goodbye from them too.
Bye.